Downsizing, Diva, and I'm here to stay. Feeling good, taking my GLP, one day to live. One whole year, wiped away my fears. Done 60 pounds, but that's no all. I kept on going even through the storms. My A1C went down. I still have work to do. Just when you thought I was done, my high blood pressure went down too. Feeling good, taking my Diva, anyway, one left. I have a grace for me to tell. I'm on the road to lose 100 pounds. Can I do it in 2025? I guess I can. Downsizing, Diva, and I'm here to stay. Feeling good, taking my GLP, one day.
Hello, and welcome. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Okay, it is Sunday. And guess what? I am tired. That's one of these side effects of, I think, this 12.5. I'm more tired than usual. So, who do we have in the chat? I saw Keisha when I first came in. Lakeisha, how are you? How are you? Happy Sunday. So we have Felicia. I see Felicia Marie B. Happy Sunday. We have Harjarine. Harjarine, happy Sunday. We have Losing It with Grace. Happy Sunday. We have Real Talk with Elaine. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. We have Limitless Living with Shanta. I love that name. Limitless Living with Shanta. Happy Sunday. You're out at brunch, Elaine. Okay. Tangi, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Well, we have to, first of all, before we get started, we have to give Elaine her flowers. You know, she is one of my sorority sisters, and she is super involved in all things Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And she just won. What was that? What was your honor, Elaine, from your chapter? Soror of the Year. Let's see. It says she won member of the year in her chapter. Elaine, I'm so excited for you. And you know what? I am not shocked. She sent me this message yesterday, and I was just like, what in the world? Elaine is always doing something, right? She's representing. So I love that. All right, so Elaine, I hope you're just super happy about all that. That's good for you. Good for you. I love that. So we have Jamisha. Jamisha is in the house today, and we have Simply Taisha. Simply Taisha. She says, "Hello, Divalicious fam." All right, so I'm going to get started. I'm just going to get started with my weight loss update. So while I'm talking, this is my week 69. I cannot believe this is week 69. This is week 69 already. So I've been up to this morning. I've been so busy. I was up. I knew my dad wanted to go to breakfast for, Father's Day. He didn't want to do the lunch dinner crowd. And so we went to breakfast, but I made a video. And then I came home, and when I left out, I left my air conditioning on, and it was freezing when I got home. So then I got in the bed because I was tired. I just need to lay down. I said, when my body says to lay down, I'm going to honor that. So I didn't get in the bed, but I got on top of the bed. And then when I got up, I felt, had turned the air off. So I felt okay. So I changed my shirt though, because it was so wrinkly. So I had on like yellow, which you'll see in a video that I make. I had on like a yellowish color. I put a post up that I was hanging out with my dad. And so that outfit, I had to get out of that because it was all wrinkly. Plus I was at the Cracker Barrel. I don't know how many people sat in those chairs before I did, but I just didn't think it was, well, I'm not going to say, I can't be on here bashing them. Next thing I know, my video will be coming down. But I mean, it wasn't that bad, but you know what I'm saying? If you get what I'm trying to say. So anyway, so I've been up and made a video, did the Father's Day. I surprised my dad with something else a little bit later, later on this evening. But so, yeah, I've been busy, but I've been tired. I have been so tired. So let's just get right into the Mounjaro week 69 of it all. Now I'm going to ask you guys for some help here because this was an unexpected side effect that I have not had since I've been on 12.5. 12.5. Here's my 12.5. Is that, can you see it? It looks backwards to me. Does it look backwards to you guys? I don't know. But anyway, there is that baby. Jeez Louise. So my unexpected side effect is the fact that my injection site, which I gave myself the injection in my belly. And someone had asked me when I made the last video, where did I inject? Where do I inject? And usually it's my belly. Like my belly has been my go-to. I go around the belly. And then my arm is next. And I've done my arms. I'll do my arm when I'm just like feeling like I'm not losing consecutively for 1 or 2 weeks or maybe 3. Then I inject in my arm and it gets it going again. I don't know what that is, but it does. And so I haven't done that in a while yet because I was, pretty steady with my losing. So so then here when I, the last couple of weeks I kind of maintained, and then of course I, went up in dose. So my injection site, I gave myself the injection in my belly, the top part of it. And so now I'm rubbing my stomach now because it's really sore. It's sore right there. I didn't really hold it. Sometimes I have been known to like hold my little, stomach and so I feel like it doesn't move or something, or it just feels too soft. I didn't even do that. So it's like, and then it's a little pain to it. And so then it's itchy. So I know people complain. I don't have bumps. Let me check. No, I don't have any bumps there, but it's very itchy and it's sore in where I injected myself. And like I said, I've injected there plenty of times before. So I don't know if this was a one-time thing, but this is a side effect I never saw coming and I've never had it. I've never had itching around my injection. Now I always have a little bit of, a pinch of blood, like just a tiny bit. Of course, I take my alcohol wipe it off. Sometimes I don't have it, but a lot of times I do. And honestly, sometimes when I don't have it, I wonder if if it went in, right? And the only way I know for sure that it actually went in is because I look and see that it's nothing else in there. So my injections have been easy peasy. So this is the first kind of snafu that I've had. I mean, it itched to the point, and I had to remind myself of what I tell my daughter, do not scratch. I put something over it like a cloth and I would just rub it really, really hard. And so actually today is probably the least bothered by it I've been. So I don't know what that's about, but it's still a little sore. So I did my injection on Wednesday. I think I'm going to switch to Thursday this week. I wanted to keep true to the Wednesday. So I wanted to see for a solid week if there was going to be a significant difference. So let's just jump right into the 12.5 of it all. Past this side effect, I'm having other side effects, which is fatigue. Like I'm really tired. And then I have to ask myself, is it the Pilates? Am I doing a lot more? Am I sleeping less? But no, it is the injection. And another thing I'm having, how do I know? Because, people might be saying, well, how do you know it's the injection? It's a different feeling. You know what I mean? It's just like, I've been doing all this stuff before. Now I haven't done Pilates, in 2 years, but, you just know your body at some point. And I know it's tied to the injection because I could just, I see, because I went right to sleep, I say my effects were delayed because I went right to sleep after I took the 12.5 and then I got up and I had energy, like I was up doing stuff, and then it just like it kicked in and then I've been fatigued ever since then, just tired. One of the good things is though, I haven't noticed constipation, but I don't know. So, I had to go to the restroom a couple times where I felt like I had to go, and then I got there, and then a little tiny bit came out fast. But it was just a little bit, but it felt like I really had to go. So I don't know what that's about, but that happened to me a couple times, which was good because one of the times I was actually, taking a quick break from, being in a live. So, it's just funny, but I don't know. I just think something is going on, but I haven't felt constipated, like, constipation. I've just been going, every day or every couple. Sometimes I have gone twice a day, which, I'm eating more protein. So I'm eating more meats. I'm not really eating as plant-based. So I don't know what's up with that, but I'm glad because that's one of the worries is that the constipation was going to get worse. Because I'm thinking, would this dose slow down your digestive system even more? Like I'm wondering, as you go up in dose, does it slow it down a lot more or a little bit more? And so that was one of my worries so far. A thing like I've been going, um, and just like I said, this the fatigue, and then my appetite has been very suppressed, like very almost to the point where, I said to myself, this is a good opportunity for me to do some intermittent fasting, which it's so funny how people use the word intermittent fasting. Well, everybody intermittent fasts unless you're eating all night long during your sleep. But it's just a matter of how long you stretch out that window, right? Because everybody stops eating at a certain point at night. You go to sleep. Your body is digesting that food and kind of recuperating and starting over for your next day of eating. And so we all do intermittent fasting. It's just a matter of how long you do it. So for me, on the weekends, I could go to like 11, 12 o'clock, sometimes 1 or 2 without eating. For some reason, I told you guys this before, being at school, I wanted to eat. Maybe because I saw the kids eating. Some kids ate breakfast. Some kids brought the breakfast up to the room. Some kids are eating snacks. And I think all of that, seeing that just makes me want to have it too. So now that I'm not at school, I don't find myself needing a snack as much. So I said I was going to start making me a coffee, put my protein shake in there and just getting myself together on that front. Just having something, drinking water. I like to start my day off with some sort of fresh, cold water. And then drinking that coffee. And then, on Wednesday and Fridays, I'm going to be, doing the Pilates. It's a 50-minute class. Sometimes it feels like it's 2 hours, and sometimes it felt like it was, wow, 50 minutes came fast. I don't really experience that 50 minutes comes fast until I run into this certain instructor. Any classes after hers, you can consider like, oh, the time went fast, but man, you run into her. I'm going to talk more about this on Wednesday because I had this one girl, and I just, as an instructor on Friday, and I thought she was going to be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And let me tell you, she was not. She was not. Oh my gosh. She really, like, she had a poker face because I was not expecting that. So I'm gonna just start on Wednesday and Friday. I won't be eating until like 11 or 12 because I will wait till my Pilates class is over. But I think I'll have a protein shake before I go in there, or a banana. That's another thing, one of my personal trainer friends told me to eat, like, before you work out, eat a banana, eat something carb with some kind of, nutrients in it. The last time after the Pilates class, I got a kale shake, a smoothie, not a shake, a smoothie. And I had, fiber in it, and I added protein to it. But it was just a lot. So they gave me a bigger size than I paid for. I think they put too much in there. So, the next time I do that, it filled my stomach up, and then I really couldn't eat. So I'm going to have to really just like start tracking a lot more what I'm doing and how I'm feeling. Like, I'm going to have to find an app, and I think I have one, I'm going to try this one out. Somebody, sent me this app, and I'm going to try it out and see how it works. And then I'll share it with you, but I don't want to share something I don't know how it works or what it's going to do. So I'm going to try it out first, but I want to track, like, just kind of what I'm doing and how I'm really, this is like this. I feel like this is like the second chapter. I've lost 70 plus pounds. And so I want to kind of lose my other 70 pounds. Just going into it more aware, even more so aware of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. So I'm pretty excited. But yeah, the appetite suppression is real. I'm having a hard time just eating past the one meal a day. And, when people would say that, I've never really experienced that. I've had it where I, just forgot to eat or was busy or doing something, but just feeling like, geez, Louise, my stomach is so full that I can't eat. I would feel like that if I already ate a lot, right? Like, now I'm eat one meal and I'm feeling good for the rest of the day, and I could just drink something. So I have to kind of be strategic in what I'm going to do to get over this hump, right? To get over this hump. And that's one of the things I will say, I took Ribelsis, that Ozempic pill. It's the Ozempic pill. It's really Ozempic in a pill. And when I took that, that's one of the things I did not like. It made me feel stuffed and miserable. I could not eat. And then I just had to get off of it. I mean, and I'll never forget my doctor saying, because I'm telling you, that Ozempic, one thing I will say, it takes your A1C down super quick. And it took my A1C down in a matter of 2.5 months. But my doctor said, you just probably added years onto your life. And I said, well, yeah, I understand that, but I can't, I got to function with my daughter. I was just miserable. I was beyond tired. Like this tired, I can manage it. I'm just going to lay my buns down and just take it easy. The other tired was just kind of like sluggish and just, I didn't even feel like going to pick my daughter up. I was so tired. So I'm not feeling that tired to that degree, but I am feeling just fatigue. Like I can feel it. I'm also feeling like kind of like sores and like my back is like sore. Kind of like it's not a pain though. It's just kind of sore. And I've had it before, but not to this degree. So I associate it with this 12.5 milligram. And like I said, I've experienced it before on other doses, but not as, I think, intense. And then again, I'm also doing that Pilates. And then in between the Pilates, I've been doing, exercises too. So, one of the things I was doing at home, I didn't do the lift with seat. So I did, my daughter was actually doing this with me. I was doing, what do you call that? Just, this is what really got my arms is I was doing push-ups on my bedpost and, doing the push-ups, and my daughter was counting and I was doing it. And, I just think I kind of overworked my arms because they were a little sore. So I don't know still if it's the Pilates. That last Pilates workout was just a doozy. So, it's a lot to be said about using your own body weight to try to get strong. So that's what I'm doing. So those are my side effects. So, I really just, like I said, I have to plan my, meals out a lot better than what I was doing. And when I say plan them out a lot better, it's just not going to be enough to say, oh, I'm going to have salmon. I'm going to have some quinoa and some broccoli. I'm going to have some little snacks in there that aren't like the protein bars and the protein shakes. I'm going to have some snacks in there that kind of, have a kick to them, some calories to them, some healthy fats and nuts and things like that. So that's what I need to do. Fruits and vegetables are good too, but they don't have a lot of calories, right? So I need to meet that, 16 to 1800. My goal is 1800. This baby comes in handy dandy. These little things are so expensive. This is the Fairlife Core Power Elite. This strawberry is so good. It's 42 grams of protein. So this could be like a meal replacement, but I don't want to start drinking my meals and that's it. But if I have to, that's what I'll do. This is what I had to do Thursday night. I had one meal and then I had some snacks in there. So if ever you hear me crunching, I'm usually probably eating Catalina Crunch. That's a little protein high, it's higher in protein than your average, snack would be, I guess, but it's not super high. But it's just like that salty, crunchy sensation that I like that just celery can't give me. Celery and peanut butter. So I will eat that. So if you hear me crunching on something, that's probably it. And then I, been drinking this. I have bought some protein bars again. I've drank a half of one if I needed to. I don't want to rely on those protein bars to get in, my protein. So yeah, it's just going to be a challenge, but I'm up for a challenge always. So I see more people have come in the chat, and then, someone asked a question. And she sent me a message. And, I haven't had this issue, so I'm wondering if you guys could help this person out. Let me find her message. But in the meantime, let's see who came in. And then I want you guys to predict if you think I lost or if you think I gained for this week. And we'll chat about it. Okay, so I saw okay, wait. The Turtle Diaries. Hello. Losing it with Grace says she's cleaning her kitchen. Bellflower. Hello. How are you? Z, how are you? Look at Z. Jazzy MDG. Jazzy, my friend Jazzy was over yesterday. Bellflower. Hello. I said that already, didn't I? If I say your name twice, that's okay. Kate, how are you, Kate? You're from Seattle. Oh my goodness. Hello. Welcome. Tammy, how are you? Look at Tammy. Oh gosh, you guys, I don't want to start saying names because I'm going to miss most of the people that probably shared, but I'll have to do that another time. But I was so impressed by you guys. I just want to say thank you to the people that came to the, the skincare talk that we had on Friday, the self-care, skincare. And I mean, I got so many good ideas. It's just, I couldn't believe it. It's like, geez, oh man, where were you guys when I ordered that last stuff I ordered? I should have asked sooner. So, I'll have to use what I have, and then I'm moving on to greener pastures. I don't know, man. I might have to do it before the end of this month, but I got some really good ideas of things that I wanted to buy. So I thought that was really, really good. I forgot to share something that another thing, maybe I'll share next Friday, that I was using. I'm going to use it this week. It's like a toner, and you use the toner. And I know a lot of people say they don't use the toner. But it's a good toner. I hear good things about it. And when I say that, I mean like from the little beauty experts, that I have come to follow over the years. So we shall see. All right. So what do you guys think about my loss or gain or maintain? Knowing me, you never know. All right. So let's see. Harjareen, hello. Healthy Spirit Podcast, hello. Okay, if I forgot anybody, I am so sorry. I'm going to go back up in that chat. Rita, hello, Rita, and welcome. Oh, look how cute you are. Oh, my goodness. She says, happy Sunday. We have Kate there. Okay, so I'm going to start showing. I need to plan my meals better, too. Yes. Isn't that like Harjareen planning? And then, because I've kind of known what I'm eating. So whenever I switch up, I got to, log it and start all over, kind of. So losing it with Grace, she thinks I lost 3 pounds. Jeez, Louise, my friend. Taisha thinks I've gained. Okay. Oh, you think I lost or maintained? Okay. Bellflower, my weight loss twin, she thinks I'm going down. I'm going down. Am I going down like Mary J to the B? Lost 1 pound. Felicia says I lost. Okay, maintain. I hate that I missed the skincare one. Yeah, you guys go back and watch the what do you call it? Replay. It was good. Down 0.5. Okay, that was a good guess. Are they paid to tell you the toner is good? LOL. No, but somebody is paying them. Yeah, they probably are. Yeah, you're right. You said I lost 1.8 mil. Okay, Jen says I gained 0.4. Limitless Living with Shanta. She says I'm down 2.5 pounds. Okay, you definitely lost. Okay. All right. So, okay. Let me take this off the screen. I'm so bad about taking these off once they get up there. Let me see. Okay. Harjareen. Kate, did I say Kate said I'm down? She thinks I'm down 1.4. And the Turtle Diary said I lost 4. Sure. Okay. All right. So here it is. Let me add to the stage. Oh, my 12.5 milligrams with my new side effect. Did I lose? All right. So let's see. Let me take this off. Oh, man. Okay, wait. Let me take this banner off. Okay. All right. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. I am down 73 pounds. Woo-hoo-hoo. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, dun, 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 dun. Hey, I lost 1.4 pounds. So I was 234.8 for 2 weeks in a row, remember? And then I'm down to 233.4. Yes. So, my non-scale victory, because I love to focus on that, is that I even moved up. If you guys know, how long I labored over that, I'm thanking goodness that I went up. Thanking God I went up to 12.5, and I'm feeling good about it. And my ring is very loose on my finger. That's my other non-scale victory. That is it. So can't you tell a lot by your rings? Like you can tell. First of all, I'm going to tell you guys, I know Harjareen, I think you're the one that said you can relate to me with that. I've been having symptoms of a cycle with no cycle. And one of them is I've been bloated. I've just been puffy. I can just tell I've been puffy. And then what really did me in, which has probably nothing to do with the cycle, is I drank one of those LMNT cans with 16-ounce cans, and I drank a half of it just without anything mixed in it. And then it was so salty, but good, but good. It was so salty that I had to add water. And so I added some water. I had a bunch of ice in there. The ice melted. So that kind of, what you love about it is the sparkly fizzness of it all. And of course, when you add water, that goes right. And so, but I still could taste it. So I call myself watering it down. When I tell you that had me bloated for days. So on top of being bloated from the symptoms of a cycle with no cycle, that did it for me. So I had to let that baby go. So one of my friends, Jazzy MD, is in here. One of my close friends, she came to get my daughter yesterday to take her somewhere. It rained, so unfortunately, wherever they were going was canceled. But she said, I want you to have your time. So she is so sweet. She kept her, they did stuff all day. They made cards for my dad. They made pizzas. They had, they made pizzas out of biscuits. Like, she's so creative with that kind of stuff. So she had her niece as well. So, and they're around the same age. So she entertained those ladies all day long. So it was just so cool. So that gave me a chance to kind of just like drink a lot of water, I worked on some YouTube stuff. And, I just kind of was able to, get myself together. But it reminded me of Jazzy MD MDG when she came, because her name is Jazzy. And this is so funny. I think I told you guys this story about how my refrigerator is always like, together, right? Like, it just is. I'm gonna have to show a picture. And I always say this story, I remember hearing someone say, like, oh my gosh, I think she was watching this doctor and she said he probably fixed this refrigerator to be on TV. Well, I would have too if I knew I was going to be on TV showing my refrigerator, but I don't have to, because my refrigerator pretty much stays the same. So she came over and she came in the kitchen and she was like, let me see your refrigerator. So she opened it. She's like, oh my God, this refrigerator, it's together. It just always is. I just love that. So I just can't help myself. So I was able to do some things when my daughter was out and gone. But I'm telling you, I have even my ankles that really, have not been, filling with water or bloated, whatever is going on when your ankles are kind of a little thicker than they need to be. That started happening that day I drank that. So I know it's related to that. I think it's all out of my system. I was able to, kick my feet up and chill out yesterday. And so it went down for today. Let me check out my ankles. Are they back down? Yeah, they stayed down. Okay. All right. I just had to check because I'm like, geez, Louise, it was, something else. So anyway, I can't drink those. And so she didn't want them. So I got to find a home for those babies. I mean, they're huge. You saw that one, they're heavy. And so I have to find somebody I could locally drive. If school was still in, I could put those babies in the teacher's lounge and they'd be gone by the time I walked out of the door good. But because school's not in, I don't know who I could give them to. But anyway, I just had to say that. Yeah, I'm a very organized person. So if you saw my house right now, you probably wouldn't believe it's me. And I had clothes everywhere. I was trying to find things to wear this morning. I was going to wear a dress and then I decided not to. And so then I had on this one dress and my daughter didn't like it. So I kind of took it off. I don't know why she didn't like this particular dress. Maybe because it had polka dots on it. I can't figure it out. But anyway, I said, no, I'm taking this off. All right, so I did lose. I'm excited about that. Oh, the ring. So look at this ring. So look how this ring kind of shifts around. It just does it on its own too, without me even having to do anything. I look up and it's shifted around. And isn't that a big feat for a ring? Because you size your rings to be kind of, look at that space up in there. So, geez, Louise. So I'm going to have to, I love that. So that lets me know, I said all that to say, that lets me know that my bloatedness is going down because my ring is moving around again. But, the other day it was just like it wasn't stuck or anything, but it just was fitting perfect. So today when I was out, with my dad, it just kept moving around and I thought, okay, I'm getting back down. All right. So what are you guys saying in the chat? I was looking for this message. I wanted to ask you guys. Somebody asked me about a symptom, and I've never had this, I don't think, so I couldn't really answer. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take it to the chat today and see what you guys say. If I could find the video, I should have screenshot it, and I think I got distracted. So you guys could probably help this person out. I think, was it 12.5 video, or was it the dose one? I can't remember. Maybe it was the one for the dosing. Okay. Don't come in. Oh, thank you, honey. How did you know I needed water? Okay. Was it maybe it was the increase my dose one. Let's see. Wait, geez, Louise. I can't find it. I should have took a screenshot. I wonder, let me see if my app is gonna tell me. But anyway, so you guys, her question, what was her question? Geez, I wanted to read it because I don't want to mess it up. Let me see if it's in my app as an unanswered question. Probably not. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. No, I cannot find it. And she's not in here. Her name is Joe. Is Joe in here? Joe is not in here. Joe is from the UK, so her schedule is probably, I mean, it might be bedtime there while we're up here because we have a big gap. Let me see if it comes up over here. But anyway, so I'll look for it while you guys are talking. So that is me. That's what I'm celebrating. Let me go see what comments we have in the chat. Let me see. Let me see. I'll have to scroll down. So yeah, you guys are saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Look at that. Kate is the psychic. Did she say how much did I lose? Did she get it on the dot? Yes, 1.4. Geez, Louise, how did you do that? Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Yes, yes, yes. Picture of the, yeah, I'm gonna show it. I'll show it in one of my videos coming up here. You had to take your rings off and get them sized again. Oh my gosh, very good, very good. And you went for a walk in one of your latest videos and you showed this scenery and I thought it was awesome, awesome, awesome. I was like, geez, Louise. And then I saw you with whatever that, you had up like that selfie stick. Like I was so not coordinated. I had been walking and next thing you know, you used to hear me falling with everything will be coming down in shambles. I'm a known faller because I used to try to wear heels a lot. And so I've learned to not do that. Okay, so what are you guys celebrating, if anything? I'm trying to find this comment and it's just not going to let me find it. So I'll have to ask maybe Wednesday because I don't see it. We were going back and forth. Maybe this is it. Okay. We were going back and forth, and yeah, the last one she left because I responded, it's not going to show me as an unresponded question, so I can't easily find it. Oh well. I tried. We'll try again. I forget what she asked me. Geez, Louise. Now, of course, it's playing with my mind. All right, so I wanted to ask you guys though. Has anybody had that itching, that rash? I don't have a rash though. That itching, soreness, and an injection spot. What can I do? I've already put alcohol. I thought about putting some of this shea butter on it to, just help with that, but it is a little sore. And then of course, when I inject the next time, I will still stay on my belly, but I'll be down like the lower part of my belly. I won't do it in the same spot because I'm just afraid to at this point. I never do it in the same spot, but I mean, I don't even want to do it in the top area. I just want to be totally, away from it. You know what I'm saying? So what have you guys had that happen? And if so, what do you do? What do you do to help with that? It sounds like a commercial, doesn't it? Oh, yes, it was water in here. Jeez, Louise, I'm glad I caught that. Okay. All right. So what can I do? What do you have tips for that? Kashna, how are you? How are you? It's been a long time. Are you still over there on your stepper, stepping it out? When I see my stepper, I think of you. My daughter always says, you need to get on that stepper. I'm just not very coordinated on that stuff. That and that vibrating machine, I'm just not coordinated. I'll be flying off of there. I mean, I can't even really walk down the street and hold a bottle. I'm having Mel a reaction in my belly, from that injection. I was wondering, what can I do? I've already put alcohol on it. Make sure it's wiped down. There is no spot there. Like if you looked at it, you can't see anything. Let me double check. It's like a little bit sore. Yeah, I don't see anything. So I don't know. I don't know what to do about it, but it has like itching spells, and I think it's kind of going away. So I hope I don't talk it up again. I think it's kind of going away, but man, it's awful. Um, all right, so Jen says, well, let me go back up and see what you guys are saying. I kind of went down. Jen says, if you have a reaction, either take something for allergies or let it be. Okay. All right. Even though I don't have an allergy, I guess it's just for the itching, right? You say yes, I get the itchy reaction at the injection site. Is Z, what do? It just goes away? This has been since Thursday. So, oh yeah, because Wednesday I went right to sleep, right? So Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this is the 4th day. Week 10 of 5, injected in my left thigh, and I got a localized rash on that left. Really? Jeez, Louise. Okay. I've heard people talk about it. I just have been lucky enough not to have it yet. Okay, Mel, did you get the question? I got that. I got on twice last week's class, so I'll be back on there. Oh, okay, okay. Unfortunately, nothing has helped it for me. Okay, and you still get those? Yeah, somebody else was saying antihistamines. Okay. Do you inject in the same spot each time? Have you talked to your doctor? No, this is the first time I've ever had this reaction. And like it's no spot. Like I just looked, you can't see it, right? You can't even see that something was there. So it's no rash or anything. It's just annoying, right? Because it's sore and then it's really itchy. Like it's itchy. So if I didn't have to scratch, I'd be fine. My cousin said she felt that in her stomach on the 5 milligram dose. I guess there is really no rhyme or reason. Yeah. Is it unbearable? No, it's just annoying. Like it's annoying. It's very annoying because it itches. It's like all of a sudden I got an itch and then it's sore. So you can't even scratch it so hard because it's kind of sore. Week 10 on 5 milligrams, you got a rash site at the left thigh in the same area on the right thigh. Allergies couldn't conclude what caused it. Never itched, resolved in a few days. So it never itched. See, that would be, well, I guess if I saw the rash, it would annoy me, but the fact that it doesn't itch is good. I do get the touch pain on my back, kind of the skin touch. Oh, really? Jeez Louise. And also, is it a certain spot, Elaine? I know you're at brunch, but is it a certain spot on your back, or is it, because I know you're not injecting on your back. Did you change meds? No. I only take the Mounjaro. Yes, it varies how many days it lasts. I've had it to last till the next injection, other times a day or two. Yes, it was very annoying. It has happened to me when I went from 2.5 to 5, but it stopped after 2 or 3 times. Okay, so I'm hoping that it will stop. I just thought it was so odd. Like all of a sudden I got that, and didn't notice I did anything different with my injection. I still gave myself the injection around the same time, how I normally do it. So I don't know. Sometimes it happens right away, other times a day or two after the injection. Wow, okay. LOL, not injected on my back, top left side. Okay, okay. All right. So what are you guys celebrating? So that is me. That is me. That's what I'm celebrating. What about you guys? Have you watched my Pilates video? It's really a lot more listening than watching me talk, but it's so funny, the videos where I'm not directly talking myself, like, I have a couple where I'm just talking and I, use the B-roll. It's like, people want to see you talking, I guess, but yeah, I'm getting some good responses to it. Is that something you guys are interested in? Would you try Pilates? I know Mel has tried it. I know some people have commented that they're trying it. I think it's really good. I think it's good. It happened on 5 milligrams and 12 and a half. Okay. All right. I used to get that sensitive touch pain too, but on my arms and on 5 milligrams, it went away when I titrated up. Wow. Okay. Okay. And you just let it go. You didn't do anything for it. So that makes sense though. If it's, I don't know if it's an allergic reaction though, but I get what you're saying. I guess I could take some Benadryl. I wonder if I take kids Benadryl, if that would be effective. Because I don't know if I have any of that for my size person. Jeez, Louise. She said Felicia. All right. So what are you guys celebrating? And would you take Pilates? Those are the questions. Have you tried Pilates? Do you think you're too big for Pilates? I'm going to be obviously talking about Pilates because that's what I'm doing. I'm still trying to decide about Planet Fitness, if adding that in there on some of those days that I'm not at the Pilates. And it's expensive, but I have a video coming out tomorrow morning. It's going to tell you about my first day, the first day I went, and how much I paid and all the details. And then maybe we could talk a little bit more about it on Wednesday. Bellflower says, I always wanted to try Pilates. It seems to have some similarities to yoga, the zen of it all. Yes, but it's very different than yoga, though, still. I mean, it is a little similar, but I would say it depends on what they have. Different types of classes you can go to. So they have like a cardio sculpt. They have like a, class where you focus on your center, your abs. I mean, they have different classes for different things. But to me, it's like yoga taken up a notch, right? You take it up a notch because you're dealing with, you're using your body strength with it. In yoga, you do too. I think of yoga as more of like poses and more like center and calming. And that can be too. Like I said, it just depends on the types of classes you're taking. And the music sets the tone for how the class is going to go, for sure, based on what it's called. So yeah, but they have a lot of sculpting classes. So you're in there. And I think injured athletes go there too to help, repair, get flexibility, strengthen their muscles and all of that. So yeah, it does a lot. It really does a lot. Yes, I think I'm too big for Pilates, and you are not. I went, Elaine, at 300 something pounds 2 years ago. I was going 2 years ago faithfully, and I had unlimited at the time. And I had unlimited. So I think I went like 3 or 4 times a week, and maybe sometimes 5 days out of the week. And I absolutely love it. This is why I know, and even though Pilates is not, it's not the cardio of it all. You're burning calories. You're probably building muscle is what you're really doing too, which is probably another reason why my DEXA scan was good, even though that was 2 years ago. I just was, it's like I've always been doing some sort of strength training. Before that, I was doing kickboxing. But this is why I say you cannot outwork out a bad diet, because even though I was exercising, I have some friends that work out faithfully. They do every kind of exercise you can name and they do it well, but they still are overweight because their diet is not on point, right? So it's that diet. If not having the best diet, you could work out and you could, not, what do I want to say? You cannot breathe hard when you walk up the stairs because, you're getting your heart conditioned to that movement. But you still might not lose weight because you had to think about how many calories you got to burn off to actually lose, right? Because I've been on my treadmill, and not at my house because I don't really connect it to the weight of it all. But when I go to these gyms or get on the treadmill that tell you how your heart rate it has gone up, you would think that you would burn way more calories than you actually burn. And if you don't have the right, weight in there, height, the right measurement for them to be able to give you an estimate of what you burned off, you really don't know what you're burning off. But I'll guarantee you it's not as much as you're eating. And we know when you work out, it makes you want to eat more because your metabolism is starting to get revved up, which is why that guy from DEXA scan told me to eat more calories to increase my metabolism. And he also told me, he said, if you want to eat 2,400 calories, you can up your exercise. And I said, well, no, sir, I don't. No, sir, I don't want to exercise more. I don't need to eat more. So yeah, I think that's a stereotype though, that only the small women should be. You gotta watch my video tomorrow because I think I maybe talk more about it in there. But yeah, you're not too big, Elaine. I go every week. I used to go twice a week, but instead of 2 strengths 2 strength, 2 Pilates. I do 3 strength and 1 Pilates. And Pilates is very strenuous. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. That's so impressive. Yes. Dee, Pilates is core, body weight, flexibility, and balance. They'll throw in some weights and acrobatics. Acrobatics. Yes, you know, in that Pilates, you're moving I'm telling you, if you do a full body workout, you know, one of your sessions, it's like you have worked out your whole body. You're going to feel it in your abs. You know, they do a lot with glutes too. You do a lot of glute work. You do a lot of bridges. I don't know if you guys know what bridges are, but those glutes can be on fire. You know, you're doing a lot with your inner thighs. You're doing a lot with your arms, biceps, triceps. You know, a core is a lot because a lot of what they have you doing. What's great about Pilates is a lot of what they have you doing, you hit multiple, you know, muscle groups and multiple areas. It's not just one. So, no, man. I'm telling you, you go to Pilates, your husband's going to be one happy camper. I'm here with my mediocre walks, dying a slow death in the Florida heat. I think those walks are great. I think those are great. She says she's driving now. Oh my gosh. It's that acrobatics I'm scared of, Mel B. No, I think you'll like it. I think you should try it out. You know, you can also go for a free class, but maybe on Wednesday I'll talk more about it. And I'm trying to get you know, I did take some pictures of myself. I got a picture of myself. It's not a good one. It's not the best angle, but well, it might be. So you guys got to check out that video. It's going to post tomorrow morning. And I have a picture of me. I was scared to take pictures in there. I did take a picture of my studio, but I was scared. So I said, I need to ask the lady if I could just take a picture or she could take a picture of me. But I kind of want to get my foot in the door before. But she's been like so cool with me, the lady who, you know, it signs you up for the membership and very chatty. And so one of these days I'll ask her if you know, but it's just kind of like you go in there and it's very serene. Like you go in Pilates, people are about there in there. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of like, you know, people chat, ladies that know each other. You know, they may chat, but it's quiet. It's, you know, people know you're in there for peace and they like give you that. You know what I'm saying? So that's also a part of it. Let's see. She says, after all those years in the military, it's funny how I have an aversion to group exercise. I bet you do. Oh my goodness. Elaine, you would be just fine. Yes, you would. I have wondered about trying Pilates too. We have a club Pilates and they offer a free class. I was going to say, try out the free class. Once you try out the free class, I think Pilates is one of those things where I don't know if there's an in between. You either love it and are up for the challenge or you don't. I don't think it's like really like, first of all, you pay too much money to I don't know, you paying that money, you want to get your money's worth. And then for 2, it's 50 minutes. You gotta be moving. It's like you're learning too. So it's a learning curve too. So by the time you learn all the moves and what to do, so like I have a little bit of an advantage because I went before, but while I'm learning all the moves and stuff, it's gonna take me probably the next 3 weeks here I would say by the beginning of July, the first week, maybe I'll have the moves down. And just have them really down. But, some things people were doing, I did on Friday with this girl who just kind of took me off guard. I'm gonna have to talk about her one day. But they told her after the class, we've done moves in here we've never done in 2 or 3 years. So I was like, this stuff she has me doing is like, geez, Louise. But when I left out, I felt accomplished, like I had really done something. So that's also a good thing. All right, so let's see. So what are you guys celebrating here? And what are you guys doing for Father's Day? I'm sure some people have fathers that are probably in heaven, being your angel, looking down, and to all those people. I'm also in that group too. This is my stepdad I talk so much about. So it's like all these days are always so bittersweet for me. But yeah, it is. So I'm just grateful that I had some very good parenting coming up. And so, yeah, this is a bittersweet day for me. But, so what about you guys? What about you guys? Are you celebrating Father's Day? Did you do some? Are you doing something for your children's father? What's going on? Do you wish people a Father's Day? Do you guys wish Mother and Father's Day to people that aren't your mother and father? Because I've had people say to me, "Well, I didn't wish anybody Happy Mother's Day because they're not my mother." Do you guys say that? Do you know people that say that? I think that's kind of harsh, but what are you gonna do? Pam says, I have never been a group exerciser either, or having to get dressed up to drive somewhere to exercise. Yeah. Well, so for me, I'm one of those people. I need to go and do something, or else I could do it at home, and then it's just too easy for me to say, oh no, I pass. Elaine says she's going to try to find a class. Pam says, I'm finding that it inspires me. I'm just nervous that the other ladies will be too uppity, and that's my issue. And they're not, I'm telling you. And where I do mine, it's like a well-to-do, it's like a well-to-do, like you could tell a lot of professional women, probably some housewives up in there. Some young girls, though, were at the last couple of classes this week I went to, but I think you'll find they're not uppity. I think so. Yeah. I didn't find that. And like I say, where I'm at, it's like a well-to-do place area. So, and everybody was really nice. I know that's not the experience of everybody, but they better have that Southern hospitality. That's what you need down there. That Southern has hospitality. Now I'm up north, and they have the hospitality, so I'm sure they might have it in Florida. I'm finding that it inspires me. I don't know if that's supposed to be inspires me. I'm just nervous that the other ladies, okay, I read that, they'll be too uppity. Jen probably does, but situational. What did Jen say? Did I miss her comment? Oh, I did. Okay. I see a lot of posts of women saying the instructors treat them differently in class when they're bigger. How try that is, I don't know. How true that is, you don't know. I didn't find that. I'm telling you, when I went at 300 and something pounds, I often say this, and I really believe it. I think sometimes, and they could be treating them that way. I don't want to dismiss that, but I think sometimes you have to have that confidence when you go in there feeling like I belong. At first I did it. Sometimes I go in places, and if I feel like, okay, yeah, I'm in the room with a bunch of women who are perceived as being gorgeous or gorgeous, and if I go in feeling like I'm not a part of this, of course, everything that comes my way is going to feed into that. If I go in there feeling I'm just as worthy to be in there as they are, the whole thing shifts. It's funny because sometimes I've walked in the room, and I don't think I'm like the best looking, thing going at all. But sometimes, you walk in the room with that air of confidence, and people stop and just watch you. Have you ever had that happen? That happened to me in this Pilates class, and I just got up, my eyes puffy, my eyes, you'll see in the video tomorrow. I recorded that video right after I left that first official workout. The video I have up now was an intro class. My first official workout, I went to pick up my Mounjaro, and I was, waiting, and I just made the video real quick, of my thoughts. And so, it's nothing cute and glammed up about it. But when I walked in, everybody was looking at me. Like, it's like they stopped chatting and was looking. Like, they watched me walk down the aisle. And I sat down and I said hello. And one of the ladies I ended up connecting with, she works at the school board. And we're not in this is not the school board I'm in, in my area. This is a like the suburb over. And so, yeah. And so she was, being real friendly, and this is very nice. But I think I might have been the biggest one in there. My first class, and my intro class, or maybe it was my intro class, and it was a lady, and we could have been neck and neck. And she was also an African American lady, and she was older than me, and she was doing it. That's why I say, Elaine, if she could do it, I know she's bigger than you, if the same size. If she could do it, you can do it. But I think, Jen, I said all that to say, I think you got to walk in with confidence. If you're not confident, I think you're going to miss take, the cues you get are going to be totally different, totally different. Yeah. And so, remember I talked about going into the office with my DEXA scan and putting on heels. And the reason why I said I was going to wear heels is for the confidence of it all, right? I was going in there with the confidence, not because I just want to wear heels, because trust me, I'm past heels. I don't even need to wear heels. I love flats. But I was just going to walk in there with the confidence of, how you like me now? You told me don't get this and I got it. And let's go over these results. So it was just the confidence of it all. It really wasn't because I really wanted to wear heels. So that's what I'm saying. I went in there with that mindset. And, it's been plenty of times where I say a lot of times, because I gained a lot of weight and people, I don't like to run into people who knew me when I was, a lot smaller in size, because I was embarrassed that I had gained all this weight. And I didn't really socialize. I kind of isolated myself. I think I've told this story a bunch of times of some of my previous interviews. So almost like, what do you call that person that, and I might have some of that still going on. So that, just doesn't want to be out and about amongst people. That was me. Like, gaining weight turned me into that. What's the name? It's a technical name for it that people make a lot of videos about this. But, when I did decide, though, with my 300 and plus pounds, that I was going somewhere, I am going in confident. I don't care how I have to build myself up. I'm not going to agree to go unless I feel confident in what I'm wearing, how I'm looking, and I'm rolling up in there. And I could be the biggest one in there, but I'm also making probably the biggest impact, right? And it's a quiet confidence. I'm not like a, braggadocious, like, look at me, but it's a quiet confidence that you have to have. And I find a lot of women don't have that. And we got to get that. We got to get that. Whatever it takes, we got to get that. And I don't always have it. Like I say, if I can't find an outfit that I'm looking halfway decent in, I just won't go. I won't go. I won't go to the event, or I won't do the thing. But if I do decide to step out, I'm going to have a great time, and I'm not going to let my insecurities bring everybody else's time down, drag them down. Because I do notice that sometimes, some people come in and they're depressed and they have an attitude. They really don't want to be there. And it kind of drags the room down. Like, I don't want that to be me. I just won't go. And so, and I just think once you go out, you got to be confident. And I always think, is somebody worse off than you, right? If you're 250 pounds, where's somebody 300 pounds? If you're 300 pounds, well, guess what? It's somebody that's 400 pounds. And I've seen plenty of bigger women that have some nice looking dudes like with them, or significant others. And so that tells me it's not about always your weight, it's also your confidence. So I think we got to get a lot more of that. It's hard to have it. I get that. It's hard to have it when you're a bigger person. And even if you have been bigger and you slim down and you still see yourself as that big lady or big guy, it's kind of hard to get over that. But I say, once you step out with confidence. You just got to do it. Whatever that best outfit you got, have a couple of those bad babies, have some nice fitting shoes that look good, and step out with confidence. And if you're not confident and you're down and depressed, pump yourself up. Do what you got to do to pump yourself up to go out. And I think sometimes too, it'll be interesting because I've always kind of been like the bigger friend. And I'm still probably am for some of my friends, but now that I'm getting down, it'll be interesting to see if some of the dynamics of it all change, because, it could be a little different, going out and doing things, as I get closer and closer and lose more and get more down to my goal. But yeah, this is so funny. I will say, one of my friends, said to me, she finally watched my video, the one where I talked about losing the 50 pounds. And she said to me, I'm going to read this text. Kinda. I can't read the whole thing. But she said, let's see. She said, now this is my friend who used to always say, when her daughter was getting bigger, she said she would always tell her daughters and anybody like, oh, you got to go watch Shay. You got to look at her. She keeps herself together. She always has, looks so nice. And, this was like at 300 plus pounds. And she's like, you're like the go-to person. We always say, you always have the nicest clothes. You always look nice, this, that, and the other. So when I'm not known for that, what am I going to be known for? I don't know. But that was her thing. So she just recently said to me, she says, hey, Spence, just check. I know I said to her, I'm checking on her. And she says, I'm good. I watched your perimenopause video. That's the one it was. She said, I was like, oh, this one. She asked me, he's so funny. She said, Mel B, the Spice Girl. She said, dang, Shay, you're like a celebrity. I just had to tell that Mel. I said, no, that's not. And she was joking, right? I said, no, that's not the Mel B. The Eddie Murphy's ex, the Spice Girls. But anyway, she said, she said, look at you branching out on YouTube. It's so funny. But she always would say to me, I was like the poster child for a bigger girl that was dressed nice and and had stuff, different stuff that people never saw. Because when you're bigger, I don't know about you guys, but here in Ohio, there are not a lot of places to shop. Now that they have Temu and Shein, you could have some different things. But when I was only really shopping at Lane Bryant and I was shopping at Ashley Stewart. Do you guys have an Ashley Stewart? I would shop there. Those were my two things. And then I started shopping, and I shopped at Nordstrom's and Macy's. And I guess a lot of the bigger girls weren't shopping at Nordstrom's and Macy's because I would have on stuff and people would be like, where'd you get that? How'd you get that? It's also an online store I used to shop at. Amazon, I only really shop for teachery things. Like, I don't think they have like cute stuff like this. That's cute for a bigger girl. I don't think they had, to me, I never find stuff that's like that. So in those places. And then Temu and Shein, they're okay, but I want to wash my clothes. Now, you guys might have a different experience. This is just me, but I want to wash my clothes and they be the exact same size before I washed it and dried it. I don't want to wash my clothes and they shrink so bad because, or you only can get certain amount of washes out of them. So if I buy something from Shein and Temu, sometimes it's been quality things. Like I'll try to find something for my next Sunday that came from there. Some of the sweaters have been, I noticed quality, but some of that stuff is kind of like just put together. And I like things to last. Like I like, I would pay a little bit more for something to get a lot out of it. That's kind of like my thinking. But I think if you're just wearing a quick sundress or something like that, yeah, that stuff is fine. I would be a Temu person, if I found something, but if I could find something, it just wouldn't work with me. I wouldn't do it. Torrid, I saw Elaine put that in there. Torrid is another store I would shop at. Torrid is not cheap either. Torrid, I think their clothes are quality. But so anyway, I would shop, at mostly Nordstrom's though. At one point, I was really just shopping at Nordstrom's. And then here, their plus size store it got like less and less things, nice things that you could buy. Like some of the stuff just kind of looked like it was like a curtain that somebody sewed up and put arms and a bottom, that you could put over your head. It wasn't like cute stuff. So then I would still find stuff online. So if you want some unique, cute, plus size stuff, I would go to Nordstrom's. People have asked me like where I buy my clothes at. And so those are the places, like that's where I go. But Lane Bryant, I brought that up to say, Lane Bryant is kind of like the known store. If all of us are shopping at Lane Bryant, you're bound to see somebody in something. I never do. Like that's one thing. I've never gone anywhere, and I don't know why. But some people might tell me here and there they have this or they have that, but I've never been anywhere and saw I've never been anywhere and saw somebody with the same outfit as me, and I am a plain Jane, believe it or not. Like I am a plain Jane. I remember my mom was a great dresser and she always wore outfits, but she always wore out. My daughter is like that. She likes the shirt and the top to match. I'm more of like a top and I'll find a bottom that to jazz it up, so I'll find something different. I'm not like a two-piece kind of girl, like, unless it's a jogging suit and it matches already. So, I think you got to be creative with that kind of stuff when you're plus size, but Yeah, yeah. And then, at one point I was learning how to wear belts, but when you get to a certain weight, you don't want anything around your waist. Have you guys been like that? When I got to a certain weight, I didn't want to put a belt on. Um, but they tell you, like, they'll tell you, I don't know if you guys know who Tamala Mann is. Remember when she was, I don't know if she's been on Ozempic or something, but remember she was doing Weight Watchers. Her and Oprah were like buddies. And then Oprah came out and said she's letting Weight Watchers go. She admitted to being on, I think she's on Mounjaro actually, but she could be. That's just my opinion. I don't know, Oprah. I don't know. Um, but she hasn't said, and I'm glad she kind of hasn't said. People want to know, but I think, like, she could probably be sued. Somebody will go and say, "Oh, I got on Mounjaro because Oprah." Not that Oprah told you to, but she influenced you, and then you be suing her, and now she's wasting her money defending herself in court over a frivolous lawsuit. So I get why she hasn't told people which one she's on, or maybe she has, and I haven't caught that, but I don't think so because I love all things Oprah. But I think, she, that all that kind of went down, and I don't know, Tamala Mann, she knows how to cinch that waist in, even when she has a big waist. Like, so if you want to dress like a plus size woman that looks professional and good, I think Tamala Mann has it on point. I think she does a nice job with how she looks. And now that Monique has lost weight, she's still plus size. But I don't know if you guys know the comedian Monique. I think she also does a good job with her gowns and just knowing how to cinch it all in. I think she dresses like real professional looking and not necessarily risque. It's so funny because you can see Oprah now with her little crop tops, her crop blazers. I have a lot of crop jackets and stuff that I could wear now that I could not wear. And my stomach is nowhere near flat, but I think I'm gonna wear it too. I was like, if Oprah can wear it, I'm wearing it. No, if it doesn't look so hot, I won't wear it, but I think it looks pretty good. So I also have to kind of step outside of my box with, with what I'm wearing. But yeah, I've always liked clothes. And so I'm excited to get down to a size where I could just, put on something and not have to worry about like a fat roll showing. Because that's a thing. Isn't that a thing when you're a bigger girl? So you guys are saying a lot about these clothes. Now, if there's anybody out there promoting Temu or Shein, let me just say this, I wear that too. Like, I wear those clothes too. Sometimes I'm just saying a lot of those clothes, you have to be careful in your washer in my experience with those clothes, like sweaters and things like that. It's so true. In my experience, the more you pay for a piece, the longer it lasts. Now, that's not always true. And you might wash yours different than me. You might, have been able to buy something for $10 and keep it for, 15 years. I just have not been fortunate enough to be able to do that. Like, some of the stuff, some of the material is just not good. Like, it balled up, got little ball, like yarn and stuff on it. So it just depends. You have to be strategic. So Temu, if you're out there, Shein, and you want me to model some clothes or do something with some clothes, you gotta send me the quality stuff. Because I'm gonna be on here saying, that didn't work out. Geez, so you'll see, I just won't wear it. I won't wear it. I am particular about what I'm wearing and how I'm looking in it. Let's see. Okay, I read that. It's bittersweet. It's a bittersweet day for me, but our oldest always takes the lead on those holidays for me and Dad. Oh, I know it's bittersweet for me too. Um, yeah, so have you done something already today? I don't know. Most people are maybe be doing something in the afternoon. I think a lot of people used to cook out. It's just so hard these holidays because you never know what people are going through. So I always say be kind to people because you never know what's going on with the person, and what they're going through, unless they tell you. Me and my dad and my husband are going to get mini fish tacos by the beach and go walking afterwards. That is so cool. I love that. How much is your dad down now, Felicia? And tell your dad Happy Father's Day. They're kind at my student. Yeah, mine too. Mine too. And if they are looking at me a certain kind of way, Mel, I don't know, because I'm just going in there with positive vibes only. But I'm telling you, when I walked in there, they just were, people were talking and they just kind of stopped and looked. So I don't know if they were looking at me like, what is this girl doing in here? If they were looking at me like, who is that? Who's that girl? But I walked in confident, like I'm supposed to be here. And so I don't know what was going on because all in my mind I was thinking is I'm ready for this class to get started. I wasn't thinking about how people were looking at me and what they thought and what they cared. I don't care. I paid my money just like you. My money is green, like yours is green. I mean, what else is it? You are so right. We have to enter the room like we belong there too. I do practice doing that. I just get worried beforehand. It's definitely my mindset. Yes. And so Pam, you're probably thinking about all the things that you wish were better about you and your body that that is not. But I would say you got to reverse that and go in there thinking about how far you've come and how, much you've done. And I would also be thinking like half of these people couldn't do what you did to get where you are. I would also think that. Yeah, you got to go in with that confidence, that confidence, that confidence, that confidence. You really do. And I'm kind of glad I have that. And I think I do have the kind of confidence though that's it's a quiet confidence, right? I'm not walking in like I'm better than you and you because I don't even think it. That's probably why I'm not walking in that way because I don't think like that. But I just think I'm good enough for me, right? And so I'm good enough to be here. And I always have thought that way. And I'm just kind of glad I have that self-esteem going on with myself. And like I say, it's back and forth. Like when I don't feel that way, I don't go. Because why do I want to beat myself up about it? I just don't go. I wait until I'm confident, right? Yeah, they're here in LA. I think you will find a studio in a diverse and inclusive neighborhood. Yeah, yeah, I think so too. And I'm sure, there's probably some truth to that. But I also think, like I say, people just like kind of how like they say you attract the men based on the energy you give off. I think that also is true of everything else we do. I really do. Imposter syndrome. Yes. What's that called? Agoraphobia. Imposter syndrome. I think that's a real thing. Have you guys thought that, even like having your YouTube channel, and I don't know if there's something you guys are doing in your life that's like a little different, out of the ordinary. Something you're doing that's like a challenge. And have you ever thought like, man, I'm getting these blessings. I don't deserve that. That's what I think about imposter syndrome, like feeling like, you're not ready or you don't deserve this blessing or you don't deserve this good thing. Yeah, I've had that. I think a lot of people experience that. And if you've been blessed to never experience that, I mean, I think that's great. But I think that's a natural feeling of, it's almost kind of like am I ready for this type of feeling, right? Am I ready to really do this? And I think somebody had this quote, and I don't know, but they always say, right when you're ready, right when God's ready to give you like a breakthrough, something happens where it can be sabotaged, right? So you just have to stick through that, whatever that is. You got to stick through that trial, that tribulation, and then you'll get the breakthrough. A lot of times people don't stick it through, right? You see the forest coming and some people turn around and leave out, whereas some of us just walk through the forest, we find our way, and we get to the other side, or we get to, wherever we need to go. And I guess that's the difference between people, not necessarily that can or can't do it, but people that are ready. I think that's key, ready. And I think even with this weight loss, that is the determining factor in people who have made it to, stuck it in there for a year plus or however long it took you to reach your goal, and those people that have given up. So when I'm watching people like Real Talk with Elaine that's having some struggles, and I'm watching people, on some of these platforms, that's Sorena. She's another one that was having struggles. Kofia, and we all have had struggles, but to just continue to do it and continue to make the videos, I think that's a good thing because, if you won't, you will never get there if you quit. So remind me I'm saying all that. But you kind of just got to stick it through, right? And I know it's not easy to come on here, especially if you're not losing. And sometimes I say to myself, I know Turtle Diaries is in here. Sometimes I say to myself, why did I do a weekly weigh-in? Like, why? Why am I weighing in weekly and having, like YouTube to see it all? But you know what? I just think, it's a motivator for one. And then of course, now I look forward to doing it to make the connection with you guys, to celebrate with you guys also, and to just get some tips, and say, hey, Didi, you need to reevaluate. You need to do this, you need to do that. But it's stressful. It's stressful because to make a video and say, oh, I didn't lose, and you're in a stall or you're stuck in whatever you're stuck in, that is very hard. And I would say to you to kind of get pushed past that is just to, say to yourself, just like a storm, it's not going to last always, right? Whatever you're going through. The thing that, really motivates me is I know whatever I'm doing and going through, somebody can relate to it, right? And so if you think of it from that way, you'll have tons of support. But it is tough. I'm not even going to try to pretend like it's not. It just is, for sure. Those were two fave stores, Lane Bryant and Ashley Store. You probably can't fit a thing in there now, Pam. I had people before tell me they really never saw me as a bigger lady because I was dressed well and wore things that made me look good. Yes, yes, yes. Well, I don't know about if people never saw me as a bigger lady, but I can relate to the other part. Girl, yes, I was famous for wearing drapes. But a lot of what they have, I felt like that, like, right, to cover us up. And I always say, just because you got to use more material, does that mean you don't have to be as cute and creative? Does that mean that? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, never saw anyone wearing the same clothes or outfit as me either. Okay, yeah, I was surprised because I'm thinking there's not a lot of different places for us to shop. I bought stuff from Temu in the last year because I don't want to spend money on stuff that's only going to fit for a few months. I will spend when I am in maintenance. Yes, that's a good strategy too. And luckily, I would do the same thing. Luckily, I haven't had to buy things because I've had sizes, right? I got stuff in my closet that I still can't fit yet. And so I'm kind of like in the middle. Like I had clothes that are too big. That's what I'm in the process right now of going through. And then I have clothes that fit me just right now, where it was too tight. And then I have clothes that I can't even fit yet. Like they still fit tight. And this shirt, I just kind of put up, the tag might still be on this shirt. Is the tag still on this shirt? I don't even know. I just put this, changed my shirt and put this on. So yeah, I probably should. My fat rolls and stuff are probably showing in this shirt. But I just kind of put this shirt on. But yeah, it's like I'm finding stuff, as I go and clean out my closet. So yeah, if I needed some stuff really quick, I bought, now that you say that, I bought 2 dresses in Walmart. Now these are cotton kind of dresses. And I bought them just to have something to wear, just quick on the go. And I want to say they were like $11.96. Those are Walmart price, their stuff $96. So $12.96 or whatever, 98, whatever it was, or 11. And I bought 2 dresses. So I will buy stuff like that. Yeah, I will buy stuff like that. And like I said, again, I don't see anything wrong with that stuff, but for me, it just didn't hold up in my washer and dryer. So I was like, yeah, if I'm gonna buy this stuff, it has to really be like something that's I just love it. And some of those styles are super cute. Some of those styles are super cute. But I like Walmart. Walmart has some nice clothes too. That pink, I don't know if you guys remember that video I made with the pink vest. And I was like, oh, I had that pink vest on. This is a couple of my shorts, and I was on live with it 1 or 2 times. But I got that from Walmart. And I originally bought it. I wanted my daughter and I to have matching vests on, and they didn't have her size, and it was so cute. I bought it anyway. But I got that from Walmart, so I'll shop anywhere. I just gotta have the quality. Gail said on her show that Oprah was on Mounjaro. Oh, she did. Gail was talking too fast and told Charles Barkley. I thought she was on Mounjaro. I told you, could get him some more Mounjaro during the shortage since she was on it too. And don't you imagine Oprah? I imagine her with her own little room with just her Mounjaro. Yeah, I figured she was on Mounjaro. She said Mounjaro in her special last year, Shame, Blame, and the Weight Loss Revolution. I didn't catch that because I watched that. That must have been when I went to the bathroom. I'm missing a lot of stuff when I take these trips to the bathroom. She said, "Really? Yes, Elaine. Okay, yeah, she brought my husband dinner from Longhorns and a nothing but cake. I love that. I love those cakes too. Those are good. As you should walk in, twin. You are a baddie, period." Thank you. Thank you. I have a cart full of things in Sheen. Haven't pulled the trigger yet. Oh, I love that. I never heard of this agoraphobia. Agoraphobia. But I've heard of imposter syndrome having nothing to do with each other. Okay, you said those two have nothing to do with each other. Okay, okay. I've never heard of the first one. What is that? Good afternoon. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, all the husbands, boyfriends, uncles, father figures, men you're stalking, and the guys looking for love after. It's Darium. You are so funny. And the guys looking for love after lockup. Well, keep it moving, sir. Keep it moving. Jeez, Louise. I'm a flight attendant and working today, so I won't be home until close to midnight, but I'll definitely be treating my dad out to a meal tomorrow. That's so cool. You're a flight attendant. Oh, geez, Louise, you get to go everywhere. Oh, good. He's agreeing with you, Taisha. Somebody tell me what that is in the chat because I don't know. Oh, good after Dee Dee and the data-driven health enthusiast. I love that. That reminds me, I went to a power yoga class once. In the beginning of my GLP-1, the teacher asked me if this was my first class. I said, yeah. She looked annoyed and came up to me after and said, good job. Oh, you showed her, right, that you were doing it. Pam says, King Darium, yes, all the dads and father figures, motivational men, nurturing men, happy Father's Day. Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I agree. It's Darium. She's laughing. It's definitely hard to keep sharing, but the community comes through in the comments. You all are so, so encouraging. Yes, yes, yes. They are. They are. So I hope that kind of motivates you to keep, to keep going. Darium, sorry, my phone changed. But you know what? I want to back up and say, keep going if you want to. We all want you to come on there, but you got to do what's best for you. And, you talked a lot about your family. And I tell anybody this, I feel like family first, a family first. I remember this teacher, she retired. And she used to spend like hours and hours. This was years ago. And I still, and we're in a group chat together. And I still see this teacher, different functions. But she retired. I want to say it's been 10 to 15 years since she retired. And one of the things that she says is she wished she had went home and she wished she had not worked as much as she did because when she left, she said, and she not neglected, but, she didn't spend as much family time, right? Because she was doing other things. And she said when she left, her one regret was that she had left, sooner or that she had not given so much time. And she said when she left, the fanfare wasn't there. People, of course, that day or whenever we have the little, retirement thing. But then after that, nobody calls you and really thinks about you unless it's somebody that you were close to. And so I say that to you to say, family first, your family comes first. YouTube, it could be gone tomorrow. Your family's still going to be there. So if you were also doing this for reasons that have to do with your family and what's going on with your family, I'd say family first. But we love to see you whenever we see you. But I don't want to be one of those folks pressuring people to come back on YouTube because it's a lot of work. I don't think people really realize how much work it is, doing this YouTube. Well, maybe because I'm doing it probably a little bit more than, the average, not you guys, but, the average, but it is a lot of work. Deary, I'm sorry my phone changed the spelling of your name as I sent. And I put a lot of effort into my videos. For me, it's effort. Somebody else, they might be able to do what I'm doing in 10 minutes. I doubt it. Maybe 30. But, it's like I kind of enjoy the process of it too, like doing it all. I'll sit there and I'll spend time, hours and hours on a photo or, trying to do this B-roll stuff or, having in my mind something I want to put in there and trying to find the perfect thing for it. And I don't even need that. And I realize people don't even use that. And, some people have videos that have done 30,000 and they haven't even, they just sit there and talk and that's it. So you don't really need that. But for me, it's just something I like to, it's just a thing for me. So maybe one of these days I'll get out of that and I could pump out more videos. But I also don't want to be on here making videos to just be making videos, right? So, and I like that about you, Sweet Tea, is when you come on, you have something to say. And, sometimes I think, I don't want to be one of those people. And eventually, I don't know if you run out of stuff to talk about or not. You sound repetitive. You're saying the same thing, but in a different way. Which we're all going to do on this journey, right? Because we're all losing the same weight, over and over again, up into however many. So, so it's tough. It's tough, but yeah, it's tough. It is tough. That's why I just give anybody props that are out here putting themselves out there doing this. I have no issues with confidence. I don't blame the women. I blame the instructors. Yes, yeah. Jen, I could tell you don't have an issue with confidence. Losing it with grays. When do you try next size down? Since my clothes still fit, I haven't tried yet. Size 22X. I was trying it when my clothes were baggy, when I was feeling like my clothes were baggy, but I kept my same work pants. My work pants were a size 20. I still wore those babies. I could, before I would button them up and they would be really tight on my stomach. Now I probably need a belt when I wear them, but I still kept those. I kept those. I like the way they fit, right? And I felt like I had lost weight in those. And they have a little bit of a stretch, but I could just pull them right down. Like if somebody just like tugged them a little bit, they come flat down. So yeah, I probably should have let those go. I did not. And then so I went to the size 18. So I'm wearing the 18s, but really the 18s are like that too. I really need to be in a 16. I just haven't worn the 16. Yeah. Okay. Delilah is on it. Jeez Louise. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's see. Let's see. So yeah, I would go. I just try on some things. If your clothes aren't fitting, loose. If your clothes are fitting loose, I would go down to the next size, try it on. I'm having that itch again. Jeez Louise. Now see, this is what I mean. I like rub it, and it's like sore. I want to rub it. Jeez Louise. Okay. Let's see. So yeah. Agoraphobia. Agoraphobia. I'm trying to pronounce that word correct. It's when you are afraid to leave your house, like debilitating afraid. Oh man. Geez, Louise. Does anybody have that? Is anybody in here saying that they have that? They're afraid to leave their house? With all that's going on in this world, I don't blame you. I don't have it to that degree where it's debilitating, but I do get nervous. Happy Father's Day, Darium. Kids or not, maybe she's saying you will be dropping the fatherly vibes in this community. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. My dad called me. I wonder what he was calling me about. My dad is on maintenance now. He's around 60 to 65 pounds down. Very good. Oh my gosh, he was crushing it. I remember the 50 pounds. So he has been crushing it. Okay, very good. Let's see. That's outstanding news, Felicia, and happy Father's Day to your dad. Turtle Diaries, this too shall pass. Love those pipes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, TTD. Take time for you. Turtle Diaries, right? Turtle Diaries, I've been in the stall since April 8th. We've got this. And I love that you have not given up. Either of you haven't given up. Thank you, It's Dear, and happy fatherly vibes to you too. Yes, Lord. I think the struggles are real. We definitely plateau and stall. Just got to work through it. And Elaine says, hey, Sweet Tea and King Darium, happy Father's Day, King Darium. And then you said it's the fear of leaving home. Very debilitating. I had that for a brief period when I was postpartum. Oh, wow. Geez, Louise. And then Delilah, who's not in the chat, did send me a message. She was telling me what it was. Okay, I love that. I learned something new. I had never heard that formal term for that to know what it meant. So I learned something new today. Thank you. Love it. Um, Panic attacks, some people were telling me menopause and perimenopause, like having anxiety and panic attacks are also a symptom. And I remember I used to get really nervous before talking in front of people, especially like big events. Big events, I would get super nervous. And over time, I just became more confident and haven't had that struggle as much as I used to. And I'm not sure why, I haven't had the struggle. But I'm thankful. I'm thankful because that's the number one fear. You realize public speaking is the number one fear of speaking in front of people. And can you feel when people, like, I've seen some people, and I can tell when they're not very confident about what they're doing and saying. It kind of seeps through. And as I feel bad for those people because you kind of want to go up and hug them or come through the internet and hug them. um, and you just kind of get nervous and scared. And so I'm so glad I haven't had that fear on here in a long time, but it could come back, right? It could come back any moment. It could come back. And so I'm so glad that I had that. Going live is a scary thing too, I think, because it's not scripted. You don't know what's going to happen in your background. You don't know, what somebody might say that could be triggering for you. So those things are possible. So before we leave and, go spend time with our dads or someone acting in a dad role or, our siblings or our children that are dads, before we celebrate with them, what are you guys celebrating? Any losses? So I'm down. Well, let's go back and see. What am I down? At 1.4? Yes, 1.4 pounds. So I love being at that nice round number of 73. So let's celebrate you guys. What are your victories and on-scale victories? Some people told me if you didn't tell me and you want to share it with me and us, not just me, everybody, that would be so cool. What are you guys celebrating? Any pounds lost, any inches lost, any non-scale victories? Maintain it. I always say, I think maintaining is probably the hardest job. I think that's awesome. The hardest job is maintaining because you've already gotten to your goal. When you set a goal, you're kind of driven. I know I am kind of driven, to get there. And so, yeah, I'm what do you do when you get to that goal? And I would be thinking of my daughter and, maintaining, because sometimes when I'm thinking about something I want to eat or do that's not in line with what I know I should be doing, that is my motivation, is my daughter. And so even when I'm off my routine, my motivation kicks in. I think they kind of go hand in hand. Okay. Yes, you're so sweet, but don't get on camera. Move back, little lady. She's over there. She's so sweet. She's over there being my little cheerleading team. But yeah, that my daughter is my motivation. So I think I know they say, and I agree. I know motivation, you have to have something when motivation is not there. But what if your motivation is always there? Um, what if your motivation is somebody you love? That's always going to be there. But I know even when you love them and you still do what you're not supposed to do, that's when that discipline and routine, because if it's routine, it's something you're going to do all the time. But I think like you're going to your job is like a routine and something you do every day, but you're going there because you're getting paid, right? That's the reward, like something tangible. So we almost have to see like what we're doing is something tangible. And that's why I connect my daughter to it, because that's ultimately, like, I'm thinking when I'm 80, I want to be mobile. When I'm 90, I want to be mobile and still able to like hang out with her in some way. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be not mobile. So she is, so I just think to me, I just say they go to me hand in hand. And Coach Romiko, he says the same thing, you need that discipline. And I agree. You need that discipline, that structure. But I also love I'm motivated by my family, and they don't change. They don't change. They're still there. They don't change. So let's see. What are you guys? Anybody maintaining like Taisha? Bellflower is maintaining. I'm fluctuating within my maintenance range. Honey, go over there. I'll see you when I'm done. She's maintained, fluctuating in her maintenance range, just trying to figure out my new normal. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. And you are doing it. You are doing it. So yeah. Are you giving yourself pounds to go up or down? Um, I love that about you, Taisha. Kudos. Yeah, she is on it, on it, on it. Very consistent with what she's doing. I absolutely love that. Got to catch up with her videos. Non-skill victory is eating a piece of chocolate cake for my husband's birthday yesterday and not feeling guilty about it. I love that. Yes. I'm going to give everybody confetti at the end because, I don't know what's going on with this StreamYard. StreamYard don't know what's going on with me. We're just not friends right now. Yes, that was a true non-skill victory. I'm maintaining finally. Oh, very good. This is Mimosa 612. I love that. You're maintaining. Okay, very good. Maintaining, I'm telling you. If you can maintain, I love that. That's so good. Harjareen says, I'm fluctuating between 204 and 205. Okay, all right. And do you have a goal that you want to get down to? I'm looking forward to getting to 204. I would love to fluctuate between 204 and 205, but I know for you really want to be out of that out of that that horse race, right? Back and forth, back and forth. So what is your ultimate goal? Did you say that? And I don't remember. Yes, I have a range. Haven't gotten to the lowest end of it, and I haven't reached the top either. Okay, very good. So you're right where you should be then. You're kind of like in that middle. Maintain it. That's amazing. Happy birthday to your hubby. Geminis are the best. Oh, yes. Happy birthday. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that. And non-skill victory. Realized I crossed my legs last night without even thinking about it. Haven't even been able to do that in years. Yay. That crossing the legs is everything. It's everything, right? When you haven't been able to do it. I love that. So your goal is 168 pounds. Well, mine is 175. 175. So that's why I always say I have like about 70 more pounds to lose. But I only have 27 more pounds to lose to get to 100. Can you believe that? I only have 27 more pounds to get to 100. That makes me like so excited. The thought of it, it doesn't far away. So yeah, and remember my goal was by my birthday. Well, unless I'm just like not eating one carb in sight and is eating 1,200 calories, I won't get to that by my birthday for sure. But that's okay. Then I'll reset my goal. Once my birthday time gets here, I'll reset it for the end of the year. So in 2025, I'm keeping hope alive that I'm going to get down 100 pounds. I cannot believe I'm even saying that. So yeah, I am excited, looking forward to it. Yes. Me too, DD 204. I'm probably gonna walk on the beach in a two-piece. Yes, yes, yes. And I bought Elaine, I bought a swimsuit. I couldn't believe I bought a swimsuit. I said, who is this girl? Who's that girl? Da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. You guys know that song by Eve, Who's That Girl? I was like, who is this buying a swimsuit? So I actually put the swimsuit on, and I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't like the way I looked in it, obviously, because I'm not at my goal weight, or wherever I want to be. But I just thought I didn't look so bad either. Like I would wear a cover up with it before. I wouldn't even wear a cover up. If I thought you were going to even see through into a bikini, or not a bikini, a swimsuit or whatever I had on, I wouldn't wear it. Now I think I might wear it this summer. I might put my little, two-piece thing over it and strut my stuff down on somebody's beach or poolside. I might do it. I just might. Now, I don't know, because I'm confident, but only to a degree. Remember I told you, when it comes to like no clothes on at all, and when it comes to like swimsuits, that's where I'm not as confident in myself, and never really wanted to be in a swimsuit all like that. But so yeah, so I'm going to be branching out. I'm going to branch out and do something a little different. So I may take a picture of me and my little cover up. Who knows? Cover it up. Cover it up. Congrats to all those who are maintaining while you're far from your goal. Wait, more help is on the way. Yes, 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 yes. And you will reach that 100-pound loss. Yes, yes. Thank you. Happy birthday. With you, Bellflower. Oh my gosh, you are so motivating, so encouraging. Like you just behind the scenes are just so sweet. I appreciate you. Happy birthday, Felicia. Wait, is it your birthday? Felicia, did you say that? Did I miss that? My birthday was on the 12th. I finally felt great about myself and not shying away from the camera. I can go Gemini's. Wait a second. Let me scroll back up here. Yes, dearie, I'm seeing the Reddit truth to hide now. Felicia Marie B, did you say it was your husband's birthday? Oh, you said it was your, wait, eating a cake for my husband's birthday yesterday. Okay, okay, very good. Happy birthday to you. I thought you were saying it was your birthday. Did I miss that? Did you say that? Okay. I just don't want to miss your birthday. Okay, very good. Okay. Your birthday was on the 12th. Happy birthday, Mimosa 612. I was so stuck on Felicia trying to remember. I finally felt great about myself and not shying away from the camera. Go Geminis. Okay, well, we have to give you a birthday shout out. I love that. Oh my goodness. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. All right, here we go. Happy birthday, Mimosa. We love it. Happy birthday. I love that. I just love those colors. Red, black, and gold. Red, black, and gold. Red, white, and black. You feel me, Elaine. You feel me, don't you? Love it. Okay. That's okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss her birthday. Yeah, I wanted to give her that same thing. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you, Simply Taisha. Thank you, Elaine. I had one oh, a mimosa. I was gonna say a birthday? Oh, a mimosa. All right. Thank you guys for sharing. Oh my goodness. This was great. This was great. Keep me in your prayers so I could get that food down. I have I want to say somebody left me a comment too on the video we did with the perimenopause panel with myself, Simply Taisha, Mail to the B, and Lorraine. Wanted mail. You got to check those comments. I'm going to show you because if there's a question for you, and she followed up with the question too. So I said I was going to screenshot it and send it to you, but I'll call you. But yeah, go if you have not checked out that video on perimenopause, that live we did, the collab. It was so cool. Go and check that out. I learned a lot. I'm armed with the information whenever I want to do it. Go and check out this past Friday's live if you want some great skincare tips. I mean, so Tammy, I was so impressed with. I'm gonna name everybody. Not today because I don't have it in front of me. But I was just so impressed with Tammy and Bellflower and Mel and Delilah and Jen, all the stuff they were sharing. I mean, all of you came in there with just some great resources and different skincare products that we could try and use. And I think just beauty in general, first of all, beauty is from the inside out. Let me tell you guys this. This is one thing that makes me happy because of course we all want to look good, don't we? For women, we want to look at men too. But one of my friends sent me this, and this really just tugged at my heartstrings because, it just kind of made me feel like I'm doing the right things, right? So anyway, my video that I had put out when I was 71 pounds down, and I sent it to my friends because my friends don't all watch. You can tell when they catch up on the videos, they binge watch sometimes, but they had not watched that one. So one of my friends, I sent them the video and told them that when they had time to watch it, and somebody said, Spesh, you look gorgeous. She said, your beauty has always shined from the inside for me. You're showing us all how to crush our goals and live the life we are meant to live. Keep it going. I love to see it. So I thought out of all that message, the part where she says, you have always shined from the inside. So that's the kind of message that I hope that we get. And I'm going to tear up because sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tear because another friend of mine was on that chat and she's going through some things and you know, I know what she's going through, but she didn't say it in the chat. Of course, she's not gonna say certain things in the chat. And some of the messages she sent me, it just kind of it just made me feel I'm gonna have her come watch this video. But some of the messages she sent me, it just kind of made me feel, like a good friend. And, I just thought, um, she's not like she's a very tough cookie. When you're her friend, you're a good friend because she doesn't really let a bunch of people in. So for me to be one of the few people that knows what's going on with her, I just been thinking about like what can I do for her? And I was thinking I might have to make a surprise visit to her city. She'll never see it coming. But it just makes me sad to see somebody, that you love and care about is kind of struggling. Um, so that that like I said, that just made me feel so good. And she's a tough cookie. And for her to write something, I didn't read what she wrote. I didn't read what she wrote because I thought I was gonna break down, but then I broke down just thinking about it. So, I'm gonna end this live and just say, be nice, be kind, because you just never know what people are going through. And so, I just thank God that, I'm not going through some of the things that, I know some people are going through. So, geez Louise, I'm trying to think like, what can I do for this girl to help her get through what she's going through. And part of it is what she's going through, your money can't fix it, so it's not about sending her money. It's like that, how like you have those friends where they need your time and attention. And I think this is kind of like at the point she's at, but um, just kind of breaks my heart to even think about it. So, but anyway, yeah, so I might be popping up, so I don't want to say her city just in case she's watching. But or she will watch. She doesn't always watch. She'll go back and watch. But yeah, it just kind of breaks my heart that she's kind of in the place she's at. So anyway, yeah, I have to think of something I could do. I've been trying to think of something I could do. I've already sent her a little something. Like I say, money is not all the time doesn't help people. Sometimes people just need like a listening ear, somebody to talk to, somebody to listen, somebody to not be judgmental, and that sort of thing. So yeah, I've kind of been dealing with that, and I can't really talk to anybody about it because, I can't say. I can't talk to one person though about it who kind of knows along with me, and we have talked about it, but it's just so yeah. So anyway, yeah, it's like, why did I read this text message? I knew this was gonna tug at my heartstrings. I didn't read hers though. I didn't read hers, but the other ones, we're kind of like in this group chat. And the other ones just tugged at my heart. And when she sent me this message, she's so like tough, like has a tough shell. You guys know people like that have such a tough shell. When she sent me this message, she sent it private. Like she didn't send it in the group. She sent it private. And so that's so her. It's so her. So anyway. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Look at me. I'm breaking down. Jeez Louise. So I hope she's having her dad also has some health issues too. I think that's another thing that tugs at my heartstrings with her situation. Her dad, and she's super tight with her mom and dad. Her dad has like some struggles. So anyway, I'm gonna be calling this little lady and trying to brighten up her day. And if I lived in her city, I could take her out and do some stuff. But I don't live there, so I have to, trying to be creative here coming up. So. Anyway, thank you guys. Enjoy your day. Happy Father's Day. to the ones that are fathers, if you're a guy out there, I hope you're enjoying your day. And if your father is not here, celebrate him. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to celebrate my dad that's no longer with me. I don't know what I'm going to do. What he would want to do is go and get a steak, and I don't eat steak. So I'll have to find something else clever to do. But have a great evening. I love you all. You guys are so sweet. I appreciate you. And I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bye. Thank you.